Welcome to Jazara for Dummies, Special Edition. We cover the Trump and Ramaphosa interview by Professor William Liebenberg from South Africa. Prepared by Martin Stein from South Africa. Let's go. Cyril's delegation includes Johan Rupert, richest man in South Africa. Ernie Els, top golfer from South Africa, as well as Retief Goosen. Why not Rob Hirschhoff? This is the denial of the black president of South Africa. Please share this across the world to help the whites and minorities in South Africa. Johan Rupert is a traitor.
Mr. President, decide what will it take for you to be convinced that there's no white genocide in South Africa?
Well, I can answer that for the president. It's for him. No, seriously.
I'd rather have him answer.
Sure, I'd rather answer. It will be.
My president will respond to you.
Yeah,
Thank you, Mr. President.
It will take President Trump listening to the voices of South Africans, some of whom are his good friends, like those who are here. When we have talks between us on around a quiet table, it will take President Trump to listen to them. I'm not going to be repeating what I've been saying. I would say if there was Afrikaner farmer genocide, I can bet you these three gentlemen would not be here, including my Minister of Agriculture. He would not be with me. So it'll take him, President Trump, listening to their stories, to their perspective. That is the answer to your question.
But, Mr. President, I must say that we have, we have thousands of stories talking about it.
Sure.
And we have documentaries, we have news stories. And is Natalie here, somebody here to turn that? I could show you a couple of things, and it has to be responded to.
Yeah, sure.
Let me see the articles, please, if you would, and turn the lights down. Turn the lights down, and just put this on. It's right behind you, Johan.
There's nothing this parliament can do, with or without you. People are going to occupy land. We require no permission from you, from the president, from no one. We don't care. We can do whatever you want to do. Who are you to tell us whether we can occupy land or not? We are going to occupy land. Yes. South African occupy land. That's who we are. Honorable member, can withdraw my membership from this useless parliament. Yes, honorable member.
Must never be scared to kill. A revolution demands that at some point there must be killing, because the killing is part of a revolutionary act. Shoot to kill. Yamasa. Kill the poor, the farmer. Kill the poor, the farmer. Brr, pa, pa. Brr, pa, pa. To kill. Yamasa. Kill the poor, the farmer. Kill the poor, the farmer.
The mayor of DA in PE is a white man. So these people, when you want to hit them hard, go after a white man. They feel a terrible pain because you have touched a white man. Not because Mashaba and Soli will not be touched. They will be touched, don't worry. But we are starting with this whiteness. We are cutting the throat of whiteness. It's
Shoot to kill. Yamasa. Kill the poor, the farmer. Kill the poor, the farmer. Brr, pa, pa. Brr, pa. Shoot to kill. Yamasa. Kill the poor, the farmer. Kill the poor, the farmer. Brr, pa, pa. Brr, pa, pa.
I don't know what's going to happen in the future. I'm saying you was not called for the killing of white people, at least for now. I can't guarantee the future.
Yeah, but I mean, you'd understand somebody watching that, especially as it gets shared on Twitter. They freak out. It sounds like a genocidal.
But they
So shy.
this is very bad. These are burial sites right here. Burial sites. Over 1,000 of white farmers, and those cars are lined up to pay love on a Sunday morning. Each one of those white things you see is a cross, and there's approximately 1,000 of them. They're all white farmers, the family of white farmers. And those cars aren't driving, they're stopped there to pay respects to their family member who's killed. And it's a terrible sight. I've never seen anything like it. Both sides of the road you have crosses. Those people were all killed.
Have they told you where that is, Mr. President? No, I'd like to know where that is, because this I've never seen. Okay.
I mean, it's in South Africa.
Thank you, President Trump, a real noble patriotic man, for standing up for the Afrikaners and minorities in South Africa. Where are the other presidents?
Hey, Johan Rupert, jou verraaier. I also sleep with doors unlocked in America, but you know what the difference is between me and you? I have a backbone and I'm not a traitor. I also don't lock the doors because I don't have to have security guards and be a billionaire to be a safe white man. So I hope you sleep well tonight, Johan, knowing that you have been a traitor for many years and have stabbed the Afrikaner and white people in the back. Lekker slaap, boet.
Do you wonder why Africans are always starving? Maybe they should stop killing the farmers. President Trump is a true hero of the modern world, and should be respected and deeply appreciated by world leaders for being the most noble man on earth. Ramaphosa, fully exposed and put on terms. Trump always puts them front and center for the world. Let's watch.
Our own party, we are completely opposed to that. We, in 1955, adopted a document which said South Africa belongs to all who live in it.
But why wouldn't you arrest that man? That man said, kill the white farmers, kill the white farmers. And then he danced, and he's dancing, and it's kill the white farmers. I'm not sure, but I think if somebody got up in Parliament and started saying kill a certain group of people, he would be arrested very quickly. That man is going all over South Africa, and that's not a small party. That was a stadium that holds 100,000 people, and I hardly saw an empty seat. That's a lot of people. That's a lot of representation. And those crosses, we have dead white people, dead white farmers, mostly. And you take a look at Australia. They're being inundated, and we're being inundated with people that want to get out. And their farm is valueless. It's valueless. And they just want to get out with their life. And this is a very serious situation. And if we had a real news or real press or media, we don't have that because they won't talk about this because they're all guys like that idiot. But if we had a real press, it would be exposed. And you know, the beauty of exposing it is it's like a cleansing action. When it gets exposed, it'll get fixed. That's when it'll get fixed. But people don't talk about it. And I'll tell you who's talking about the thousands of people that are fleeing South Africa right now.
Mainstream media is going to tell you it's alleged genocide. Here's video proof. Watch the face of the president of Africa.
Is Natalie here? Somebody here to turn that? I could show you a couple of things, and I have to, it has to be responded to.
Yeah, sure.
Let me see the articles, please, if you would. And turn the lights down. Turn the lights down, and just put this on. It's right behind you, Johan.
There's nothing this parliament can do, with or without you. People are going to occupy land. We require no permission from you, from the president, from no one. We don't care. We can do whatever you want to do. Who are you to tell us whether we can occupy land or not? We are going to occupy land. South African occupy land. That's who we are. Honorable member, Mr. Speaker, can we drop my membership from this useless parliament? Honorable. Yes, honorable member.
Must never be scared to kill. A revolution demands that at some point there must be killing, because the killing is part of a revolutionary act.
Shoot to kill. Yamaza. Kill the poor, the farmer. Kill the poor, the farmer. Pa, 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 pa.
The mayor of DAPE is a white man. So these people, when you want to hit them hard, go after a white man. They feel a terrible pain because you have touched a white man. Not because Mashaba and Suri will not be touched. They will be touched, no one. But we are starting with this whiteness. We are cutting the throat of whiteness.
Shoot to kill. Yamaza. Kill the poor, the farmer. Kill the poor, the farmer. Pa, pa, pa. Shoot to kill. Yamaza. Kill the poor, the farmer. Kill the poor, the farmer. Pa,
I don't know what's going to happen in the future. I'm saying to you, was not called for the killing of white people, at least for now. I can't guarantee the future.
Yeah, but I mean, you'd understand somebody watching that, especially as it gets shared on Twitter. They freak out. It sounds like a genocide over
I can't take it.
Who will expropriate land without compensation, whether they like it or not. If they object, they can seek a refugee in America.
Now this is very bad. These are burial sites right here. Burial sites. Over 1,000 of white farmers, and those cars are lined up to pay love on a Sunday morning. Each one of those white things you see is a cross, and there's approximately 1,000 of them. They're all white farmers, the family of white farmers. And those cars aren't driving, they're stopped there to pay respects to their family member who was killed. And it's a terrible sight. I've never seen anything like it. Both sides of the road, you have crosses. Those people were all killed.
Have they told you where that is, Mr. President? No, I'd like to know where that is, because this I've never seen. But okay.
I mean, it's in South Africa, that's where.
We need to find out.
Those people.
Okay.
Mr.
President, the Pentagon announced that it would be accepting a Qatari jet to be used as Air Force One.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about? You know, you to get out of here. What does this have to do with the Qatari jet? They're giving the United States Air Force a jet, okay? And it's a great thing. We're talking about a lot of other things. It's NBC trying to get off the subject of what you just saw. You are a real, you're a terrible reporter. Number one, you don't have what it takes to be a reporter. You're not smart enough. But for you to go into a subject about a jet that was given to the United States Air Force, which is a very nice thing, they also gave $5.1 trillion worth of investment in addition to the jet. Go back, you ought to go back to your studio at NBC, because Brian Roberts and the people that run that place, they ought to be investigated. They are so terrible the way you run that network, and you're a disgrace. No more questions from you. Go ahead. Go ahead, talk about that. His name is Peter something. He's a terrible reporter. Quiet. Let's go.
Thank you so much. President Trump, Anna Pilato from ENCA in South Africa. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Steve.
What would you like President Ramaphosa to do about the situation that we've just seen on the screen?
I don't know. Look, these are articles over the last few days. Death of people. Death. Horrible death. Death. I don't know. To pick anyone, white South Africans are fleeing because of the violence and racist laws. And this is all, I mean, I'll give these to you. So when you say, what would I like to do? I don't know what to do. Look at this. White South African couples say that they were attacked violently.
President Trump, when will you go and see for yourself if it is indeed true?
Well, I could do that. Look, here's burial sites all over the place. These are all.
So you're going to see lots of claims of alleged genocide from the mainstream media. The mainstream media has been instructed by the Democrat Party to ignore black on white crime. They want to say, how could white people come in as refugees? What? When there's documented proof of people within the African government calling for the death of white farmers. The fact that the mainstream media wants to ignore this issue and play it down because they're white people is absolutely disgusting and despicable. President Trump is the most transparent president we've ever had. He lets us see who the leaders are, like Zelensky and everybody else. What do you think? Do you think it's alleged, or do you think video proof proves it? William Wheating reporting from Mustang Medic. If you're still here, it's a long video. I appreciate you. God bless you. God bless the United States of America. God bless our president, President Trump, and everyone that supports the agenda for all people. No matter what color you are, he wants to save your life. Do you get it? Do you get it? I hope so. Thanks for watching.
The question of land, the land of our forefathers and our foremothers must return to our people without any fail and without any payment of compensation. And it must happen now.
As the video was playing, for much of it, President Ramaphosa was looking elsewhere, as were two of his delegation members who were seated on the couch to his right. At one point he appeared to glance toward Musk, who was intently watching the video with the rest of the American side. As the part played where Trump narrated that it was burial sites of over 1,000 white farmers, and cars stopped to pay respects, President Ramaphosa and the delegation did look toward the video. One of the delegation members on the couch looked confused, furrowing his row. "They told you where that is, Mr. President? I'd like to know where that is because this, I've never seen," Ramaphosa said to Trump. Trump said it was in South Africa and Ramaphosa responded perhaps a bit quietly, "We need to find out." As Trump was discussing the Qatari jet and Air Force One delays, and making several disparaging remarks about my TV pooling counterpart Peter Alexander, he gestured toward the center table in the Oval, where a model of Air Force One was displayed centrally. When Trump cracked his joke about getting Musk into more trouble, everyone on the American side chuckled. For much of the meeting, As delegation members from South Africa spoke, Trump was listening intently, looking toward them. The American folks in the room were doing the same, from what I could see, including Musk. When Johan Rupert's turn to speak came, he was looking directly at Elon Musk, making eye contact, when he said his country needs Starlink and drones. Musk nodded in response, and when Rupert made a joke about concerns the US was spying, he chuckled softly. Rupert directed several of his remarks directly at Musk as they made eye contact. He also looked directly at Vance for some of the conversation about their prior interactions. When the president of the trade union spoke, she appeared to be directing many of her remarks at South African press who were holding up cameras and video recorders, and at one point looked toward Susie Wiles, who was seated in a chair directly across from Trump, holding a printed schedule of the meetings in her hands. When Trump mentioned the G8 becoming the G7 because they kicked out Russia and said if they hadn't done so, Russia probably wouldn't be in the war with Ukraine, it sounded like Ramaphosa said very quietly, "It's true." Ramaphosa denies white genocide in South Africa. Trump ambushes him with video evidence. Ramaphosa forced to watch EFF leader, Julius Malema, chanting "Kill the Boer."
There was Afrikaner farmer genocide. I can bet you these three gentlemen would not be here, including my Minister of Agriculture. He would not be with me. So it'll take him, President Trump, listening to their stories, to their perspective. That is the answer to your question.
But, Mr. President, I must
President
say that
Trump.
we have, wait. We have thousands of stories talking about it.
Sure.
And we have documentaries, we have news stories. And that, is Natalie here, somebody here to turn that? I could show you a couple of things, and it has to be responded to.
Yeah, sure, we will.
Let me see the articles, please, if you would, and turn the lights down. Turn the lights down, and just put this on. It's right behind you, Johan.
There's nothing this parliament can do. With or without you, people are going to occupy land. We require no permission from you, from the president, from no one. We don't care. We can do whatever you want to do. Who are you to tell us whether we can occupy land or not? We are going to occupy land. Yeah. South Africa occupy land. That's who we are. Whatever you want to do, you can withdraw my membership from this useless parliament.
Honorable. Yes, honorable member. Never be scared to kill. A revolution demand.
Let's watch the full video Trump just showed Ramaphosa. Mostly Julius Malema's speeches and chants, "There must be killing."
There's nothing you can do. There's nothing this parliament can do. With or without you, people are going to occupy land. We require no permission from you, from the president, from no one. We don't care. We can do whatever you want to do. Who are you to tell us whether we can occupy land or not? We are going to occupy land. Yes. South African occupy land. That's who we are.
Honorable member,
you want to do, you can withdraw my membership from this useless parliament.
Honorable. Yes, honorable member.
Must never be scared to kill. A revolution demands that at some point there must be killing, because the killing is part of a revolutionary act.
Shoot to kill. Yamaza. Kill the poor, the farmer. Kill the poor, the farmer. Brr, pa. Pa. Brr, pa. Pa. To kill. Yamaza. Kill the poor, the farmer. Kill the poor, the farmer.
The mayor of DA in PE is a white man. So these people, when you want to hit them hard, go after a white man. They feel a terrible pain because you have touched a white man. Not because Mashaba and Soli will not be touched. They will be touched, don't worry. But we are starting with this whiteness. We are cutting the throat of whiteness.
Shoot to kill. Yamaza. Kill the poor, the farmer. Kill the poor, the farmer. Brr, pa. Pa. Brr, pa.
shoot to kill. Gaza. Kill the poor, the farmer. Kill the poor, the farmer. Brr, pa, pa, brr, pa, pa.
I don't know what's going to happen in the future. I'm saying to you, we have not called for the killing of white people, at least for now. I can't guarantee the future.
Yeah, but I mean, you'd understand somebody watching that, especially as it gets shared on Twitter, they freak out. It sounds like a genocidal call.
Cry babies.
Ulipul, sizogo shaya, uzotuchulwa. Ulipul, sizogo shaya, uzobalega tu. Sizobatula, bazobalega tu. Sizobatula.
Who will expropriate land without compensation, whether they like it or not. If they object, they can seek refuge in America.
Trump is not letting up. You're taking people's land. Those people are being executed. They happen to be white. While Ramaphosa claims that Constitution protects all South Africans.
And that Constitution protects all South Africans with regard to land ownership. However, we do say, because we've got to deal with the past, the government, and as your government also has the right to expropriate land for public use.
And you're doing that.
And we've never really gotten underway with that. And we are going to be doing so.
You're taking people's land
We
away
have not.
from them.
We have,
And those people, in many cases, are being executed. They're being executed. And they happen to be white, and most of them happen to be farmers. And that's a tough situation. I don't know how you explain that. How do you explain that? They're taking people's land away, and in many cases, those people are being executed. And in many cases, it's not the government that's doing it. It's people that kill them and then take their land, and nothing happens to them. But we have thousands of people that want to come into our country. They're also going to Australia in a smaller number. But we have thousands of people that want to come into our country, and they're white farmers, and they feel that they're going to die in South Africa, and it's a bad thing. Yeah,
They're white farmers, and they're fleeing persecution or genocide, Trump. Press stands by taking Afrikaner refugees, says he'll demand an explanation from Ramaphosa.
But we do have a lot of people are very concerned with regard to South Africa, and that's really the purpose of the meeting, and we'll see how that turns out. But we have many people that feel they're being persecuted, and they're coming to the United States. So we take from many locations if we feel there's persecution or genocide going on. And we had a lot of people. I must tell you, Mr. President, we have had a tremendous number of people, especially since they've seen this. Generally, they're white farmers, and they're fleeing South Africa, and it's a very sad thing to see. But I hope we can have an explanation of that, because I know you don't want that. it's it's a kind of a different meeting. Normally we have meetings, we talk about trade, and we'll be talking about trade and other things. But that certainly will be a subject that comes up. Yeah.
Trump thumbs through report compiling alleged reports of white farmer killings. He says one friend of his says can't go back to South Africa. They take your land and they kill you, he claims.
Yes. I mean, how does it get worse? And these are people that are officials, and they're saying that kill the white farmer and take their land. That's what it is. And I have other friends in South Africa. I have people that left. One in particular that says you can't go there. He said they want to take your land. They take your land and they kill you. It's okay, and they say it's okay to do. Now we're going to talk about it, but this is a tremendous look. This is a story recent. These are all people that recently got killed.
This is the opposite of apartheid, Trump. What's happening now is never reported. We are inundated with white farmers from South Africa. Never seen anything like it.
Story. Now I will say apartheid, terrible. That was the biggest story. That was reported all the time. This is sort of the opposite of apartheid. What's happening now is never reported. Nobody knows about it. All we know is we're being inundated with people, with white farmers from South Africa, and it's a big problem. Marco Rubio was telling me he's never seen anything like it. The numbers of people that want to leave South Africa because they feel they're going to be dead very soon. Yes.
Moment Trump plays white genocide vid in Oval Office. Check out the South African delegation's reaction as they hear Malema.
But we are starting with this whiteness. We are cutting the throat of whiteness.
Shoot to kill Yamaza, kill the brewer, the farmer, kill the brewer, the farmer.
Trump trying to bully Ramaphosa to agree to demands. Secretary General of Traditional Leaders of South Africa Congress, Zolani Mkiva, tells RT what he saw in Trump-Ramaphosa meeting. While executive head of Irania movement Juice Stridham says, there's disproportionate violent torture against farmers in South Africa.
Trump showed President Ramaphosa videos of unknown origin of white farmers asking for help with allegations that their land could be confiscated without due process. How can you comment on that?
Well, it's been a very interesting interaction between President Ramaphosa and Trump. And I think it's a very unprecedented meeting, and it's going to be quite very interesting as to what is going to come out of it. But surely you can see already the gestures of President Trump that he is there to actually push South Africa to do what America, especially the American administration, wants under his stewardship. So he's going to propel and actually try to coerce and try to bully President Ramaphosa and his delegation to actually agree on a number of demands that they are going to be placing in front of them.
I have to agree, Mr. Ramaphosa did seem a bit uncomfortable when Donald Trump was showing him those pictures, while Trump even seemed to get a bit angry. He, after that, started showing all these newspapers with articles about this violence concerning the white farmers. Mr. Stridham, if I can ask you now, Ramaphosa said his government policy is totally against any racial discrimination as per the law, and farmers' deaths are a result of criminal activity, not oppression. How can you, a casual observer, tell those two apart?
Well,
yes, and I think it's very important to point out that there is crime in South Africa, and that does not mitigate the fact that there's also racial discrimination. I think it's very easy to test if there's racial discrimination. It's quite easy to look at the legislative framework in South Africa, where there's 142 laws based on race. More than that, everybody in South Africa suffers from crime, but not everybody gets messages written in blood in the crime scene saying, kill the boer, kill the farmer. Not everyone hears tens of thousands of people chanting for their demise in the most violent ways. Not everybody hears the words, we must slit the throat of whiteness, or that we are not calling for the killing of whites yet. So that's kind of the important distinction point, is to say, yes, there is crime. Yes, everyone is affected, but there's disproportionate violent torture against farmers in South Africa. And it's also more than that. It's also the idea that the conflict goes around displacing people from their rightful property and denying a specific group of people, the Afrikaner people, the right to exist.
Julius Malema responds to Trump gossip. Says no intelligent evidence for white genocide. But he'll keep political principle of taking land without compensation. One of South Africa's top golfers talks about his dad's farmer mates being killed. Retief Goosen says they try to burn the farms down, all in front of Trump and Ramaphosa.
I grew up in an area in South Africa that is a farmland area, Polokwane, and there is some issues up there. Obviously, my dad was a property developer as well as a part-time farmer, and yeah, some of these buddy farmers got killed. The farm is still going. My brothers run it, but it's a constant battle with farms they're trying to burn the farms down to chase you away. So it is a concern to try and make a living as a farmer. And at the end of the day, without farmers, there's no food on the plate. So we need the farmers to produce the food.
Farming, right? He wouldn't do it. He wouldn't even want to do what you're doing. Right? They love farming. They don't want to leave. But it's a struggle.
Yeah, and food and fresh water is the most important thing in life. Without those two things, you can't survive.
How is the water there?
The water is great. Obviously, all the water comes out of the borehole, out of ground for us down there. But yeah, it is a battle to get the water out sometimes when all the equipment gets stolen all the time that you're trying to get the water out.
So does your family and your brother, do they feel safe on the farm?
They live behind electric fences, try and be at night safe. But it is constant whenever you leave that something could happen. And
there's nowhere to live.
Both of them has been attacked in their houses. My mom's been attacked in her house when she was 80. So it is difficult.
Ramaphosa says there is no genocide in South Africa. Speaking right after Trump's Oval Office ambush. We cannot equate what is alleged to be genocide to what we went through in the anti-apartheid struggle.
The issue of whether what he terms as genocide can be equated to the struggle. And of course it cannot, because there is just no genocide in South Africa. And of course it is an issue of how one looks at it. As they say sometimes, the shape of the mountain depends on which point or which direction you are looking at it. And in this case, we cannot equate what is alleged to be genocide to what we went through in the struggle, because people were killed because of the oppression that was taking place in our country. So you cannot equate that.
What's your favorite Trump standoff? You don't have the cards. Never say never. Kill the white farmers. We know who we're leaning towards.
You have to be thankful. You don't have the cards.
Thankful.
You're buried there. Your people are dying.
I can tell you
You're
again,
running low
I know.
on soldiers.
Don't, please,
you're running
Mr.
low
President.
on soldiers. It would be a damn good thing.
Mr.
And then
President.
then you tell us, I don't want a ceasefire. I don't want a ceasefire. I want to go and I wanted this. Look, if you could get a ceasefire right now, I tell you, you take it so the bullets stop flying and your men stop getting killed.
Of course, having met with the owners of Canada over the course of the campaign last several months, it's not for sale, won't be for sale ever.
But never say never. Never say never. But why wouldn't you arrest that man? That man said, kill the white farmers, kill the white farmers. And then he danced, and he's dancing, and it's kill the white farmers. I'm not sure, but I think if somebody got up in Parliament and started saying, kill a certain group of people, he would be arrested very quickly. That man is going all over South Africa. And that's not a small party. That was a stadium that holds 100,000 people, and I hardly saw an empty seat. That's a lot of people. That's a lot of representation. And those crosses, we have dead white people, dead white farmers, mostly.
If it is important for President Trump to shuffle this globalist puppet into the light for exposure, then Jazara for Dummies will follow suit. The puppet had a golden opportunity to rectify the situation publicly to the global arena. Instead he refused. In fact, he argued against it, exactly what President Trump wanted. Ramaphosa took the bait. Trump can now act on his executive order. Now the following can happen legally. Personal sanctions to all political party leaders, siding with Ramaphosa and his Marxist ideologies. The legal 1994 Afrikaner Self-Determination Accord, signed by the U.S., ANC and other international leaders, can be forced into existence for the overdue Afrikaner homeland. My cards are that both will be called to action. The reason: Trump did not answer what he is going to do about the Afrikaner genocide, he pushed that to Ramaphosa to answer, which he did not. Trump can now legally say we gave Ramaphosa a fair chance to rectify the atrocities which he did not, so the only solution is an Afrikaner homeland. The end. Thank you for watching.